for his benefit. And there is no way that me and Laurel would ever get back together. And I told him that. So it seems like one thing after another. I mean, give me a break. We weren't behind closed doors talking about my ex-girlfriend. We had more things to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, and right now, I mean, this is one of the main reasons I wanted to have you on. People can choose to believe what you're saying or not. It comes across as sincere to me. Of course, the people who already have it in their head that they hate Wes Hayden, not a lot of people, for the most part, ever like to admit that they're wrong. I'll be the first to admit that I was wrong because after the first couple episodes, I even mentioned in one of my columns, I called you a douche nozzle. I mean, I was just going off of what I saw on TV, and then I realized, how could I be so stupid, and realize the editing job that you were getting. And I'm the guy sitting here on soapbox number 1 every single year saying the show is fake, the show is fake, and then yet I didn't give you the benefit of the doubt for the first 2 or 3 episodes, and then I realized, oh, wait a second, here's exactly, what they're doing to him. Jake also mentioned that you talked to him, and you briefly mentioned this earlier, about bowing out and leaving the show. I mean, at any point, it sounds like it in Canada, it crossed your mind. I mean, the last Bachelorette, we had a guy at the Final Four, Graham, who wrote Deanna a letter that was never really explained to us. At any point, did you think of pulling Jillian aside or even writing a letter or something like that and explaining that maybe it wasn't working and you didn't want to be there anymore?
The exact thing that I told Jake was this. I told Jake, I said, Jake, if I make the final 3 and I am not as physically and mentally and spiritually attracted to Jillian as I should be, I will bow out. I did tell him that. But that was more of an honorable thing to do for me. It would be like, why would I stay there and waste space when there's 2 other guys that are really in love with her? So, you know what, I'm not just going to go all the way to the finish line if I'm not feeling the same feelings that she's feeling. It's a two-way street here. It's got to be 100% on her end and 100% on my end. And we have to meet in the middle. We both have to be 100% sure, because if this show is real, I'm not going to get on one knee like everybody else that you've seen in every other show and bow down and say, hey, will you marry me? When I ask somebody to marry me, I'm going to mean it. And there's not going to be any 2 to 3 months later, oh, they broke up. They're not together anymore. So I did tell Jake that I would bow out in the top 3 if I wasn't feeling her the way that I should have been feeling her. But I don't see that there's anything wrong with that. I told the producers the same thing.
So when you were in Canada and you mentioned that to them, and they basically just kind of coaxed you into staying longer, or they just kind of nudged you in the direction of, hey, you could be going far in this thing. You might not want to bow out yet. I mean, how did that play out? No.
I told Jake that early on.
Oh, okay.
I told Jake that, within the first, 10 to 15 days, I was like, here's my story. I mean, I'm not going to stay here and waste space if there's other people who really are attracted to this woman and want to marry her. But I'm not going to leave either without knowing that there's no feelings between us. It can actually, we can't cultivate some kind of feeling together.
Yeah.
But in Canada, the whole thing in Canada was, I got one group date with Jillian the very first episode, and then I ended up winning a dinner with her, and I stayed in the house. You don't see her in the house. She's off on dates and she's doing her thing, and you're left there twiddling your thumbs all day long, going crazy because you're not hanging out with the guys, and there's nothing for you to do. So,
you're talking about the scavenger hunt date where you and
the scavenger hunt,
you and that other weird guy got there, and then she chose you over him. Okay,
right, and that's the only time that I had any kind of time with Jillian. The rest of the time, they wanted me to go up and sing a song for her with my guitar. I just didn't walk out of the house and walk up and sing her a song. And that was what was wanted of me. So I did it. But I had genuinely wrote her that song, and I tailor-made it for her. I didn't, pre-write it. It was from the heart. And I wanted to sing it to her. But I'm losing my train of thought here. In Canada, I was at the point to where, I haven't had hardly any time with Jillian, and all the other guys have had one-on-one dates where they go out all day long. They took dinner with her. They go on, her and Ed did their date, and all the guys were getting one-on-one dates. So here I am. I'm on a group date with 7 guys, and I don't get any one-on-one time with her when every single one of the guys did. And that's the night when Tanner came out and said, hey, guys, I'm the one that said that there was somebody here with a girlfriend. And I'm kind of thinking, you know, because he told me that. And I'm thinking, well, thanks a lot, dude. You know, I don't have a girlfriend, number one. So I'm kind of starting to realize how things are kind of going because the camera crews are coming in. They're trying to get all this scene in, and they're making me explain myself like, look, guys, I've already got the publicity. I could leave if I wanted to. And I'm going to come back to this.
Yeah.
Don't let me forget.
Yeah,
but that's the night where I was like, hey, look, I'm starting to get drilled, and I'm not getting any one-on-one time with Jillian. Why am I here? Do I even have a chance to be with her? And so that night, I got pretty ticked off, and I was like, look, this is where it's just going to stop. You know, I know where things are going. I'm not getting to know Jillian. I'm not going to spend any time with her, so I just need to go home. And I think I just let my emotions get the best of me that night, but I honestly would have left.
Okay. And, you know, going back to the threesome of you and Jillian and Jake in the hotel room the night of your hometown date, you show up to talk to Jillian, pick her up, and assuming you guys are going to head over to your house. But then there's a knock at the door, and Jake is there to confront you. What did you think was going on at that moment? Like, when the door knocked, did you have any idea that Jake was going to be there to confront you?
Oh, I knew because when I got there, I thought I was going to pick Jillian up. I remember exactly what I said to her. I said, hey, baby, what's shaking? I said, you look great. Let's go. I was excited to go see my family and to take her with me. And she goes, well, no, come in for a little bit and sit down. Let's have a drink. And I'm saying, okay, this is kind of weird. I get there, and there's 2 drinks poured, and she's like, do you have a girlfriend, Wes? And she goes, somebody came by. I didn't watch this episode. Did you not see any of this?
No, I think we saw that part. She does say that, and they do show some of your conversation of her confronting you. Somebody said you had a girlfriend, and then, you know, the knock at the door.
She just tells me, she goes, I'm going to tell you, Jake came back and said you had a girlfriend, and he's here in the hotel. Do you want to talk to him? And I said, look, if it'll make you feel better, we'll talk to him. Let's do this.
Yeah, they showed that.
Okay. And she honestly didn't want Jake to come over. And one of the people jumped in and said, hey, we need to do this. We need to make this happen. Let's get Jake in here. And so I was like, you know what, Jillian, she was pretty upset. And I said, let's just do it. This is what they want. Let's make it happen. Call Jake, and we'll talk.
And that's what happened. So,
and that's exactly what happened. So I knew Jake was coming over. I knew he was there.
Okay, so just to wrap things up on the whole Jake situation, all this stuff that he has said on the show and after the show has ended is a way for him to keep in – you are saying it's a way for him to keep in the spotlight because he wants to be the next Bachelor, and that's why he's so animate about Wes as a girlfriend, just wants attention at this point.
You know what? I don't know if it's the producers that are wanting him to still do this as well. At this point in the game, I don't trust anybody, Steve. I mean, I've seen things that just absolutely, you know, I can't believe that some people would conjure up these little ideas and some of these edits that they're doing to me. I had no clue these people were this clever. So,
well, yeah, you hadn't watched any past seasons. That's why.
No, I hadn't watched any of these.
Yeah.
But I don't watch reality TV anyway. You know, I barely watch TV. If I'm watching TV, it's like the Discovery or History Channel or, you know, something like that. But I honestly think, I know for a fact Jake wants to be the next Bachelor. That's not even a question in my mind. But I think it's probably a cross between the producers and Jake.
Yeah.
You know, I have no clue what's going to happen, but if I was a betting man, I would think that Jake has more. And I don't know, but the way he just keeps popping up and coming back and staying in the loop, I wouldn't be surprised if he came back on the show. I mean, it wouldn't shock me at all.
Like shows up in Hawaii?
I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't shock me, and nothing at this point would shock me. So, you know, but it is what it is, and I got caught in the middle of it, and now I'm having to deal with it. Yeah.
Let's talk about your date in Spain, the one that aired on Monday night, when you guys were outside.
Hey, Steve, can we back up and let me explain something else as well?
Sure.
Okay, when I was in Canada, and I was sitting on the couch, and I was like, hey, guys, look, I've already made 6 episodes, or 6 shows. I've got the publicity. I can haul ass. Do you remember when I said that?
Oh, yeah.